Hi parents, I am Amelia Boston. This is my classroom. You can kind of get a picture of it. But this year I am teaching English 11 and English 12. And then my advisory, we are juniors now, which is exciting. So this is my classroom, room 212. All the students have found it, which is great. As far as like behavior expectations in my class, the only rule is to be kind, and all of the rules basically fall into that. So everything from like wearing our masks correctly to communicating if we're turning things in late, to paying attention and not talking. All those things fall under being kind. So one rule, easy to remember. With my junior class, so if your son or daughter is a junior, we're really excited about this year. We are planning ahead for the SAT that's coming in the spring. We're thinking about, hey, what's college going to look like? And along the way, we're also going to read some amazing American literature. So probably a lot of books you remember from high school: Great Gatsby, To Kill a Mockingbird, Of Mice and Men, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. It's a really fun class. I think there's some really great literature to dive into. So we'll be working on that, and we'll be making sure that we're ready for the SAT. And then at the end, we'll also think about, okay, what comes after high school? So what options are out there? So going into a career, or going to college, going to community college versus a university versus a trade school. So we'll kind of explore all of our options at the end of the year. For seniors, we are going to start off with a little bit of career prep and thinking about, okay, I need a resume for my job. We'll work on interview skills. We'll start right off with that. The seniors are also going to be taking the SAT in September, I think. So we'll make sure that we kind of review and that we remember what the test looks like so that we're not walking in blind. And then seniors will move into some poetry. We'll do Lord of the Flies. We will do Macbeth. I'm pretty excited for that. But one of the big assignments that I really want to focus on with seniors is trying to help them learn how to disagree with someone politely and respectfully. So we are going to do these little pop-up debate assignments throughout the year. And I'm excited to see kind of how that builds that respect, and also the focus of an important argument and how to make your argument correctly and logically. So I'm excited for that. I'm really excited to teach seniors this year. Most of my classes are team taught. 5 of them are. So your son or daughter is probably in a team taught course with Lance McKinney. So it's just really awesome. There's 2 teachers to help out. One of the goals that we both have is that no student fails our class, and we both work really hard partnering with you, so communicating with you and communicating deadlines, but also just checking up on students. So students aren't turning things in if they're missing a couple days because they're absent. Like, we're there talking to them, checking in, seeing what we can do to help. I'm very excited for advisory because that is an opportunity to help students who are struggling a little bit or might just need a little extra help. Another thing that we do that we think is really important is when it comes to writing essays, we like to build in some supports with like an outline and like how to write a well-structured paragraph. So we want to teach students to write well. We don't want them to just be free to write an essay. We're going to kind of guide them along it. So students usually find that helpful. They usually enjoy that and think that it makes a lot more sense. So let me see. I do have books. We will do choice reading where students can pick what book they want to read. And it's a little different now because of COVID. They can get books from the library. They can bring books from home. I have a ton of books. I'm just kind of gesturing over there. So I have a lot of books, and students are welcome to borrow them. I just have kind of a unique process. All my books are on an online library, so they can browse online and request a book. And then when I give it to them, they turn it back in, or when they're ready to turn it back in, I've got different bins for each day. And so they'll turn it into the Tuesday bin, and then have to wait a week, and then I'll put it back on the shelf. So I've looked into the research on COVID and books and germs, and that seems to be the best process. So we do still have an opportunity for students to borrow books. Um, let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I should let you know. Google Classroom is set up and students should all be in it, and we've already had an assignment that they turned in on Google Classroom. This week I really want to go through and make sure that that everyone is in Google Classroom. I think we've got a few that are still kind of hanging outside it. And then also that students understand how to turn things in. That's a big thing I want to make sure we're ready for. Just in case we go remote, Google Classroom is really going to be what we rely on. If you have questions about the code for your student's hour, just shoot me an email, please. My email is aboston@zps.org. Boston is spelled like Boston, Massachusetts, real easy. So if there's any issue with technology or getting connected, please just let me know. I'm pretty good at responding to email pretty quickly. So just shoot me an email and I will figure it out. And if we do go remote, again, we're going to rely on Google Classroom quite a bit. And if there's ever an issue with like the internet going down, I have set up Remind Class, so students do have the ability to send a text message that'll get to me. It's kind of like a safe texting setup for teachers and students. If the internet goes down and a student can't make a Zoom meeting or something, they'll be able to contact me and I'll know what's going on. Late assignments, I do accept. I want late assignments turned in. If it's a major assignment like an essay, I'll maybe take off a couple points, but I want students to do the work. I don't want to penalize them for turning in a little late, so I don't want their grade to really suffer for that. If they do the work and they do it well, I want to give them the grade that they deserve. So late work, we're all about accepting. So if you ever see missings in the grade book, just tell your student, hey, get that turned in. We'd love to accept it. I think that's about it. If you have any questions or if there's anything else that I didn't cover that you'd like to know, shoot me an email, aboston@zps.org, and I'd be happy to share anything about this year. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be new. So we're in this together, and I think that's the best way to make it through this. So hopefully I'll be chatting with you soon, phone call, email, but otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your night.